What is going on, people? Welcome back to another video. So what I thought I'd do with this video is give you a breakdown on how best to answer the question that you're probably going to get asked in every interview. Why do you want to work for this firm? To answer this, you're going to need to use the EEGO framework. EEGO. So the E in EEGO stands for expertise. The second E in EEGO stands for employees. And the GO stands for growth opportunities. And these are the 3 steps or the 3 things you're going to focus on in your answer when you're giving it in an interview or an assessment center. So let's go through each one by one. You want to ask yourself, on the expertise front, what's the firm's specific expertise? So what is the firm not just known for? So let's say you're interviewing with Morgan Stanley. You don't want to just focus on, what Morgan Stanley is known for, but you want to ask yourself, what do Morgan Stanley want to be known for? So you flip it, put yourself on the other side of the table. What do Morgan Stanley want to be known for? Especially if you're interviewing for a particular division, what does that division, what does that employee, what do they want associated with their division, their firm, their company? Easy way to find this out is doing your research online. Easy way to find this out is looking at league tables of that specific division or the firm and where they are top in different industries, different league tables, whether it's in the investment banking world, in the asset management world, on the trading front, whatever it is, figure out or find out where they are ranked globally against their competitors and pick 1 or 2 areas where they kind of shine, where they're strong. Or you could just Google search Morgan Stanley and then see news, or use ChatGPT and try and find out recent developments, news, hires, acquisitions, deals that they've done that are interesting. And it shows a focus on a particular area or an area of interest that they're actually heavily investing in. These types of things you could focus on and talk about in interviews, and then dig deeper into, how long they've been doing it for, what makes them an expert in this area, the size of their assets. For example, in asset management, an asset manager with the large AUM, assets under management, has probably been in the space for a long time. So you can touch on their history, how long they've been doing it. As a result, they've got one of the largest AUMs in the industry, and this makes them an expert, and it's attractive for you as a graduate or an intern to work in a company that's world leading, world class, so on and so forth. In the investment banking front, you can touch on any particular deals, any particular financings, DCM, ECM, etc., where they have a particular strength, any particular industry that they're very good at, and then you can dig deeper into that. So don't just focus on why it's interesting for them and the company, but ask yourself, these achievements that this firm is an expert in, or they have expertise in, why is it interesting to you? So you tie it back to you, and then you ask yourself, genuinely, why do I care about this? Why is that interesting for me? It could be because it means you're going to work with smart people. It could be because it means you're going to be working at a company that is industry leading, constantly innovating, and there's lots of opportunities for you to explore and grow and learn by being surrounded, by being thrown into this type of environment. So tie it back to why it matters for you. Tie it into your own interests and story. So this is something I touch on in Finance Fast Track Academy. In one of the modules is crafting your story. Most students don't do this. They don't know their story. What brought them into the seat of the interview that they're at today? Like, what brought them here today? Where were they once upon a time? What pivotal moment happened in their life that made them realize they want to work in finance? And then what did they do about it? That's the 3-step framework for crafting your story. Once you figure that out, then you can tie your answers back to your story. And that's very powerful because it builds a connection with the person interviewing you, and it just makes your answers to interview questions a lot smoother, easier to actually answer, because you have a step-by-step framework and you know what you're talking about, and it just builds rapport quicker compared to not doing so. All right, so that's their first E, so expertise. Why do you want to work at this firm? Because of its expertise. Having read blah, 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 you give your points, explanations, reasoning, examples, etc. The next E is the employees. So any firm's strongest asset or its most valuable asset is going to be its employees, the workforce. So you don't just want to say, the employees at this firm are amazing, they're bright, they're clearly smart, and I want to work around smart people. That's not good enough. You need to go a level deeper. You want to use LinkedIn and in-person events, if you can go to them, to your advantage. So you want to constantly network. So this is where your networking skills, and those of you who put the time and effort into networking, although it can be daunting, it will come to benefit and it will help you. So what you want to do when you network, or after you network, you want to ask yourself, what did you learn from this individual? So you're not just having informal catch-ups or informational meetings with people just for the sake of doing it. You actually have a goal. You want to learn about the person, you want to learn about the firm, you want to learn about how that individual feels about the employer that is employing them. So how do the staff at this firm feel about their employer? You get extra points if you can talk to more than one person from each firm. It's very time consuming, takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of outreach. But if you go to an interview with Morgan Stanley and you can say to them, having spoken to 3 Morgan Stanley employees across 3 divisions, investment banking, sales and trading, and asset management, or operations, technology, and sales and trading, whatever it is, or across 3 different seniorities, having spoken to a managing director at Morgan Stanley on the trading floor, as well as an analyst and an associate within their asset management and operations divisions, I realized one thing. They all told me that the people at the firm is what made it unique and different. And then you could just touch on, more specifics, and you can go into more details. But if you can say that, then the person's going to be like, all right, this student or this graduate has gone and spoken to 3 people at our firm. They're clearly interested. They're clearly putting in a lot of effort compared to other students and graduates. And so it makes your case for getting an offer a lot stronger than saying, I didn't speak to anyone, or I spoke to one person. What excites them about the firm or the division? What did you learn from them? Why does that resonate with you? So whatever they tell you about the people in the firm that excites them and the firm's people are great, why does that resonate with you? Why is it appealing to you? Whatever they say, it's attractive to you because you want to be in a place that inspires you, motivates you, and drives you. And being surrounded by individuals who do that and hold a high standard of excellence and quality and work ethic is going to be good for you, because you learn from the people you're around, you learn from your surroundings, you're influenced by the people around you, and you want to have a highly successful career. And being at an established firm like Morgan Stanley with individuals who are exceptional at what they do, not just in the region but globally, is somewhere that you want to start your career and pursue your career over a long period of time. Something like that. You can work on how you word it and all of that. This is just off the top of my head, but you would refine it and all those things. That's essentially what you want to get at. Talk to people. The more people, the better. Ask them, why is their firm so great? What makes the people at the firm special? What excites them about the people in the firm and the division at their firm or in the firm? And how does that tie back to you and your interests? Why does it resonate with you? The final bit, 3-step framework, right? So expertise of the firm, employees of the firm, growth opportunities at the firm. So what you want to do here, this is something students don't do enough. You don't want to just say, oh, there's tons of growth opportunities at this firm, and go on a tangent or talk about that. The best way to handle this is to find real life case studies, real life examples. So if you can do your research on Morgan Stanley and find an analyst or an intern who joined Morgan Stanley and climbed and made it to managing director, you can use that case study in the interview and say, I know there's growth opportunities at this firm because so-and-so who was an intern joined Morgan Stanley and climbed to managing director in XYZ years. And I truly believe it's a meritocracy where if you work hard and you produce results, then the opportunities will be given to you. This is the type of firm I want to work at, because I believe I have the drive and work ethic to actually make an impact, work hard, and produce results. And I would like to be rewarded for doing so. And clearly by this case study or by this example, Morgan Stanley is an employer that offers that. For me, diversity, less advantaged background, that was where I came from. I didn't go to a prestigious, I didn't go to private school, I didn't go to a prestigious Target University, etc. I came from kind of a less advantaged background. And so I would focus on, I see Morgan Stanley has all of these different programs. It might be, I think, Credit Suisse or someone else does like Step In, Step Up program, or opportunities for those from less advantaged backgrounds. So I would touch on that. I would tie it back to my story and say how it benefits candidates like me. And I truly want to work for a firm that not just offers these things for me, but I want to be able to give back and pay it forward when I'm in the industry and help others break in and make it personal. So there's different angles to use, but that's essentially how you talk about the growth opportunities, by using examples of what the firm is already doing. And then alumni network. You can talk to people who have gone to your university or college who are at the firm. And when you're talking about growth opportunities, you can focus on these individuals as case studies. You can say, there was a alumni from my university who joined Morgan Stanley not too long ago, and I spoke to them recently and they're really enjoying it. They've been able to move from division to division because they wanted to explore something that suited their interests more. And when I heard about that, I didn't realize that there was that internal mobility, flexibility option that Morgan Stanley offered. And this is another reason that I believe it's important to join a firm that has relevant growth opportunities, especially early on in your career if you're not too sure or you're not clear on what you want to do long term. So Morgan Stanley provides that internal mobility or flexibility, and that's attractive to me as a student, graduate, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's why this firm, EEGO Framework, EEGO, Expertise, Employees, and Growth Opportunities. If you want to find out more, or if you want to join 1,400 plus students and graduates in my free community, which is going to help you break into the world of finance and banking, hit the first link in the video description below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.